Automation is no longer a skill for some selected people. It is a skill that all must possess to improve the value you deliver to your organization. Meaning, irrespective of your job role today, you should have automation skill. The most productive employee will have more to offer, and there's a limit to how productive you can be in this age without leveraging AI. In this video series, I will take you through a journey from beginner to a confident value creator by leveraging Microsoft Power Automate. This video is divided into 6 parts. The introductory part, which is exactly what you're watching right now. There's going to be part 2 where we talk about beginner into Power Automate, and that takes us through the instant cloud flow, and many more to come. We will cover over 20 practical use cases. You'll be a confident and skillful person who has more to offer at the end of this series. And this is why you should like, subscribe, share, and of course, hype this video so that I can reach more people who need this resource to actually get a career boost. As earlier mentioned, we'll be using Microsoft Power Automate as our automation tool. Power Automate is one among several other tools that make up the Power Platform. They are a set of solutions and applications that enables you to bring more value to the organization, and they are often called no-code, low-code. No-code because you can deliver functional solutions to the business without writing code. And low-code because even when you get to write code, they're close to human language. The functions that you use daily on Excel, the English language that you speak, they are really close. And with AI embedded into these tools, they are more closer than before. And the most programming language you need to learn is even no longer Java, it's no longer Python, it is the language through which you speak and how to prompt and talk to these AI tools. Think of it this way. Learning this tool is not just about your organization. It is first about you, because you will start by automating those subpar processes and those things you work on within your unit, your team, or even your own job function. So before you think, oh, it's because of my organization, it's first about you. I did this in 2020 and became the most exceptional employee of the year. I'm going to share this story with you at the end of this video, so stay tuned so that I can get to know how did it happen as a data scientist building machine learning model, and all of a sudden became a automation guru in the midst of the lockdown. That was a lot, and I really had a career-changing experience by learning how to use these tools and by applying it. So you're on that trajectory as well, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Why Power Automate? There are several reasons, but I'm going to highlight just 3. And as we continue to use this tool and platform, you will agree with me that there are so many things that we did not say, but that makes the platform even much more valuable. The first reason is the ease of use. Its intuitive interface allows for rapid learning and application, even for those without technical background. Number 2, swift value delivery. You can quickly conceptualize and propose solutions that address real business challenges, demonstrating a tangible value in short order. And the last one is existing infrastructure. Many organizations already have investment in Microsoft technologies, potentially eliminating the need for additional licenses to get started. And this existing familiarity can significantly reduce the learning curve and the implementation barriers. E.g., in many scenarios, your Office 365 licenses already have Power Automate, Power Apps in itself. And all you have to do is to reach out to those tools and services and start building something. There's no need for additional licenses at the beginning. If there will be need later on, you can always add that on top of the base license that you have. To begin this journey, you will need a Microsoft 365 license to start learning Power Automate. I will show you 5 options available today to get one. Option 1. If you have work or school account. Most of the time, if you have a Microsoft enabled work account, meaning you already have Office 365 at work, you can leverage this to start learning Power Automate. Or if you have a school ID or school account that actually have Microsoft 365 AD and license on it. And how can you find out if this is correct or if you have this license or not? What you have to do first is navigate on your browser to office.com. Sign in with your work account or your school account. If you are able to successfully sign in and see all the applications within that environment, then you're good to go. You can actually purchase a Microsoft 365 license just for one user. And because you want to learn and want to keep that account, you can continue to learn and build solutions with it. This has a cost implication, so you have to bear that in mind. Number 3, you can have 30 days Microsoft 365 trial account. And once you get this account, you'll be able to leverage Power Automate with it. But it's just for 30 days. And again, you can do quite a lot in 30 days. It will expire after 30 days and you might lose all the things that you have built if you do not save them or download them offline, which in itself might also be a bit challenging. Option 4. There's also another trial account, which is Microsoft Power Platform trial account. And this gives you access to different options, both the Power Pages, the Power Apps, the Power BI, the Power Automate. The Power Automate has a unique offering because it gives you a whopping 90 days free trial. The challenge here is this: for all of these accounts, you need to provide a work or school account, meaning your work or school account must probably have a Microsoft in it, must be Microsoft enabled, and that can be challenging. And the last option I will tell you is Microsoft 365 developer account. I have used this for several number of years, and in the course of this video, I'm also going to be using my developer account. The challenge here is this used to be free and open to everyone. Today, it's still free, but it's not open to everyone. It's only exclusive to some selected people that meet the criteria. As you can see right on this page, and your primary account must have the license so that you can, through the license, request for the developer account. Or you must be a partner or meet any of these criteria, as you can see right on the screen. I know you're thinking right now, how can I get one? Okay, I have a secret, a bonus for you. If you're within the community, if you find any of your friends or colleagues or community members that actually have a developer account and you want to learn this, you can reach out to them and have them create a user for you, since you also want to learn and create with it. You are not using this account for any commercial purposes. So once they create a user account for you and give you the login details, you can actually use this to learn and build and grow your skill. This video series is not just about learning Power Automate. You will get familiar with several other tools and build proficiency in them. Take, for example, whenever you build an automated process using Power Automate, you are likely to interact with 3 main components. Number 1, the input. There are several components that can enable you to ingest data or input data into your automated process. And this is where you find tools like Microsoft Forms, Power Apps, Power Pages, and many others. Number 2, where this data is being stored. There are data that are either generated during the course of your automated process or that the automated processes actually feeds on. So this data can be stored in spreadsheet like Excel or semi-database like Microsoft SharePoint list or Dataverse. Dataverse is the database service for Power Platform. It is not just database. It is way more than just storing data. Or even conventional and traditional data sources like MySQL database. Number 3 component is notification. Depending on your automated process configuration, you are likely to notify your stakeholders at different points in time on different status of your process. And this notification can either go through Outlook or Teams and many other sources or notification options you might choose. Take a second and look at this. Do you see that this is not just about learning Power Automate as a tool? You're really going to build proficiency in these other tools, and that is the skill needed to survive in this digital age: accumulated capability. Your ability to use each of these services and combine them together to deliver additional value. Having said this, I am really excited about this next phase because I get to share with you practical, hands-on, the environment, the platform, and you start engaging with Power Automate. So first, I will share brief about Power Automate and also show you about other tools that we will be using to complement the solution we'll be building. Let's get started. Right now, I have logged in into office.com with my developer account. It is named Fabric Course. This is not a Fabric course, but at the end, we're going to learn about the integration of Power Platform into Fabric as well. It is plain environment, so everything is new. You're going to learn from scratch. To navigate to these apps and services, you can either click on these apps here, which will take you to all these apps. Next, and got it. Or you use this option here to select some of these apps. You can search for the apps here, or you can also click on more apps, which will also take you to the same place where we are right now. And you can filter all these applications that are available to you based on their functions for utilities, for communication, and right there is developer tool. That's where we have the Power Apps. But for us, you can find Power Automate under productivity. And this is it right here. So I'm going to click on it. From this home screen, you can see the opportunity to describe exactly what you want to build and leveraging the generative AI capability, which can automatically create a flow for you. You can also navigate to create, where you can see the different options available for creating flows. Here, I'm going to explain each of them one by one. The automated cloud flow, this type of flow is triggered by specific events. For example, you could create a flow that automatically sends you an email notification whenever someone fills out a form on your website. So it is automated because the event that triggered the flow is not manual, it is automated. We have the instant cloud flow. These flows are triggered manually whenever you need them. For instance, you might have a flow that gathers data from different files and compiles a report, and you run it only when you need the latest report. So in that case, you are the one who clicks and run it. And we have the third one, schedule cloud flow. This flow runs at predefined times, similar to setting an alarm. Just the way you set an alarm and continue to operate, the same way schedule cloud flow works. You could set up a flow to back up files to the cloud every night at midnight. For example, that one is schedule, or to send a report the last day of the month. That one is also schedule cloud flow. We have described it to design it. In this innovative approach, you simply describe what you want your flow to do, and the AI creates it for you. For example, if you describe a need to monitor social media mentions and collect data into a spreadsheet, the AI will build a flow that accomplishes that task. And the same engine that is working for this is also what is working on the home page right there. Describe it to build it. Desktop flow. This automates tasks on your computer. For example, it could automatically organize files into folders based on their name or type every time new files are added to a directory. It could do some attended robotic process automation, carry out tasks on your behalf while your system is active. And you can add the license to it to carry out unattended robotic process automation. The last one is process mining. This is used to analyze and improve your existing workflows. It could help you understand how documents are processed in your office and find ways to make it more efficient. Can you see there are quite numbers of options when creating automated flow that will attend to the different type of flows that we need. So whenever you want to create a flow, you are likely to start from any of this. Other options is to start from template. There are tons and thousands of templates that have been built. And from this, you can select any template that looks like what you want to do, customize it, and then start using it. Some of them, you just have to sign into your account and they are active almost immediately. I do not recommend starting from a template because for many of them, you don't even know what those actions and series of actions are doing, but you're just using. In this video series, the goal is to help you understand how to build from scratch and from simple to complex flows. You can also access those templates right here. They're all here. You can keep using the categories and also search. If you want to learn more, there are resources right here for you to learn more. And any flow we built, you're going to find them under My Flows. There are no flows. If there are desktop flows, you're going to see them under desktop flows. If there are flows that have been shared with you, you're going to see them under Share with You. So for us, we do not have any flow. And the easiest way to start creating flows is by consuming a template. This is why we can see the list of templates right there. Another thing is you can also start new flow from here, from template, from Visio template in case you have designed a wireframe in Visio, or the same thing we just talked about, they're also here for accessibility. You can easily click on them from here. Other way is you can import flows. In case there is a flow that's been built in another tenant or environment, you can import them. This is legacy because it involves zipping and unzipping file. And right here is Dataverse solution, meaning within Dataverse, you can build all your flows, your applications, and every other thing, including tables. And when you export it and you are importing it to a new environment, it can automatically sync and everything, you can have everything there. It makes it easy to consult by building an application or solution for people, export it, and they are going to import it into the environment. It requires having premium license because Dataverse is premium license. So having talked about this, let's go to a few other components or apps that you will use while building flow. I just want to do a quick overview. Let's start with Microsoft Forms. We're going to click on this waffle button right at the top left and use that to navigate to Forms. There are no forms here, but you can always click Explore All Apps. It's going to take you back to the Office 365 page. Don't forget, because this is where is the central repository for all your apps and services. And right here is Forms. If you can remember, Forms is one of the application or service that we use to ingest data into our process flow. As you can see, Form has a new design entirely. This is so amazing, and this is the best time to start learning all these things. So let's take, for example, registration form for an event. I'm hosting a workshop, and when you click on registration form, you can see quite numbers of templates. You can also go back by going to feedback, registration research, irrespective of what to select at the initial stage, you can see select from all these additional templates. The good thing about this template is they have some predefined responsiveness, the way they behave, the way they act, the background image already predefined, and you can just go right in and start whatever you want to do. I love this one, event registration, and I'm going to open it up. You see, while I do not like what is playing at the background, and I can also change that, but I can create this. I can use this as it is. And this flow can actually be something that I will use in my Power Automate, for example. Right. So this event registration, and it's simple. We're going to come back and build a lot of other flows. I just want you to see that Microsoft Form is one of those inputs that we're going to be using while building our automated flows. Let's go back here and let me show you one more tool that we're also going to use, SharePoint. SharePoint is very robust. It allows you to share and manage content, knowledge, and applications to empower teamwork. Click on SharePoint and let's explore it. I think SharePoint is one of the most underrated services among the Microsoft 365 apps and services. It is so capable. A lot of other apps and services are resting on it, but people often don't maximize the opportunity there. To unlock the functionality in SharePoint, you have to start with either a post or a site. And I always advise site. Click on Create Site. And right here, you see we have two types of sites, a communication site that allows you to share information that engages a broader audience, or a team site that is just meant for your team is private. Team site is private, communication site is not. In the other subsequent videos, we're going to be dealing well with SharePoint. We're going to create our first SharePoint and we start using all these components. I will stop here because I just want you to see that SharePoint is also one of the apps and services we will use. Back to Microsoft 365 here. I have two more to show you, although we're going to use more than that, but let me show you these two quick ones so that you can be aware of them. One of these is Microsoft Teams. Teams is for communication. It's the WhatsApp, it's the Slack or Workplace. It's the Telegram of Workplace. It's what you use on those, for communicating and chatting with your team. And just like SharePoint is, you can also do quite a lot on Teams. This is a blank Teams. Everything is starting from scratch. So it's asking me to download the app. I already have the app. We can create teams. You can start chatting with members of the organization. In case you don't know how to use Teams, we will deal with this in this course. I'm going to create one, but there's no need to just create. Let's create and use it based on the solution we are building. And the last one I'm going to show you is Outlook. In case you have Microsoft email, you have Outlook, But if you have any email, then this is also good. It's also email client and is the most frequently used in the workplace because Microsoft Office is for the enterprise. Don't forget, we've talked about ways we can ingest data into our flows through Microsoft Forms. So Form is a tool or service that allows you to put in data into your flow. We've talked about SharePoint. SharePoint is where you can actually store the responses coming from your data. And Teams is where you can also send notifications to your team members or via email. We're going to see how all these things works together in the next video. I promise to tell you how I became the most exceptional employee of the year in 2020 by just leveraging on these Power Platform tools, which I'm teaching you today, and that gave me the leverage. Because the story is very long, I've documented this and more lessons in this blog post. Check the description of this video for the link to the blog post. I'm sure you're going to enjoy them. All right, in the next video, we'll start practical hands-on. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and colleagues and everyone around you.